Happy New Year, everyone. It's way too hot to be out in the sun today, so we'll be doing a review of the SuperSoco CPX electric motor scooter. We've been living a more sustainable, self-sufficient, low-carbon lifestyle for nearly 30 years. Food production is the hardest part, which is why this channel is mainly about food production in an urban environment. The rest is just a matter of putting your brain into gear and choosing how to spend your money to achieve your sustainability goals. Today we're discussing low-carbon transport. Let's start with walking, push bikes and horses. These are all great exercise and it's fun to be out there in the open, all senses taking in the world. Walking is only suitable for small distances and carrying capacity is limited to a backpack or small cart. But if you live close to services like the doctor or the dentist, it's easy to walk to your appointments, so that's what we do. Horses and cars just don't mix. It's that simple. When we lived on 40 acres, we enjoyed horse riding in the state forest, where there were no vehicles. Now, push bikes are the only invention more efficient than walking. You can go much greater distances with heavier loads. The main problem is car drivers who think they own the road and that push bikes shouldn't be on it. An electric push bike can handle hills a lot better and can increase range. We tried electric push bikes for a while, but most road users made their use deadly. They just weren't safe. So now we use our e-bikes recreationally early on a Sunday morning. Small car or motorbike transport contributes 50% of global emitted carbon, so carbon savings in this area is important. Did you know that building a battery for an electric car releases loads of carbon? Electric cars only reduce carbon emissions when people are doing high kilometres over their vehicle's lifetime. In fact, if you use your car very little, then a fossil fuel car may actually produce less carbon than an electric car, especially if you choose to spend your money on a small fuel-efficient car. You can also make your fossil fuel vehicle more carbon efficient by using E10 or other biofuels. We chose a Kia Picanto and E10 fuel because we need to transport heavy stuff like timber sleepers and 20-kilo bags of chook poo pellets for our garden. We keep our kilometres down by only using the car when necessary. We shop once a week and go to Bunnings on weekend afternoons when traffic is scarce. Using a motorbike and doing moderate kilometres would also result in less carbon than an electric car over a 15-year life cycle. So there are lots of ways to reduce your transportation carbon emissions. An electric motorbike or scooter uses a much smaller battery than an electric car, so less carbon is emitted to produce it. It also can be easily charged at home from a standard power point using electricity from rooftop solar panels. So this is why we spent our money on a SuperSoco CPX electric motor scooter. It's perfect for all our short trips, like going to the beach or into town for a walk on the breakwall. And it's great fun too.
So why did I choose the SuperSoco CPX electric motorbike? First off, I want an electric motorbike, so that cuts out all the petrol ones. The other thing I wanted from riding my push bikes and being pushed off the road by cars, I wanted something with road presence. Now this looks good. It's got a fairing, it's big, so it looks like it has road presence, it commands it. I've noticed other motorcyclists nod to us and car users stay away from us, so it's good in that respect. The other thing that I wanted was big tyres. The bigger they are, the better they can hit potholes and stuff and go over them. This has a 16-inch front and a 14-inch rear, which is, if you've looked at dirt bikes before, you'll see that they have a bigger front wheel. So the actual 16 inch on the front is a very good thing. The other thing I wanted was good pillion seats. A lot of the time the electric bikes have a really poor pillion seat and the pillion just has to lump it. We didn't want that because Carol is going to be sitting on the back.
Yeah, I enjoy sitting on the bike, and so I wanted a nice comfy seat, and this one certainly is. I feel really comfortable and stable on it.
Yeah, so the other thing about it is that it has 2 batteries inside it. This is one battery, and if you take the second battery out, you've got a space to store jackets. It won't store a helmet, but you can store jackets in there. It has a top speed of 80 kilometers an hour, which is all I want. This is just used for basically
urban area, yeah.
Just used in the urban area. So I don't need something to go 100 kilometers an hour. The scooter sitting position is a little bit odd for me. I've usually ridden motorbikes where in a motorbike position it feels a little tenuous. I suppose this part here is for you to grip with your thighs, so I haven't found it too bad. The thing with the Port Macquarie is that it's very windy. I was a bit worried about this fairing would act like a bit of a sail, but in actual fact the bike just handles wind without any problems at all. So it's quite good that way. It's got 3 levels here, 3, 2, 1. One is the least power and will get you the most kilometers. That's the way electric bikes work. You either have speed or you have distance, one or the other. With one, a single person can't get up Port Macquarie's steepest hill, so it has to go on to 2. With pillions, you can't get up the hill, so it has to go on 3. So I ride with it always on 3. I don't know if I mentioned the range. Each battery does 70 kilometers, so if I put 2 batteries in, I can go 140 kilometers, which means a trip down to Laurelton, just to have a nice picnic or something. And top speed 80, and each battery takes about 3 hours to charge. So if I use both batteries on a trip to Laurelton, then it's going to take 6 hours to charge that up. It's charged from the panels on my roof, so it's actually free transport.
And here's the charge port.
That's the charging station. I just charge it with an ordinary household thing that charges separate, which is great because it means that if someone steals the bike, they can't use it because they can't charge it. Yay! That'll teach them. Okay, so how have I found it? Absolutely brilliant. It does everything I want without any problem at all. So
it's a very comfortable bike to be on.
Yes.
I always feel really safe on it.
Yeah, and it rides really well, and yeah, I don't need any more speed or any more distance. So all good.